All right, and I'm seeing a cartridge difference. It looks like ZZZ is playing on the standalone cartridge on Famicom, presumably, while Jeremy is on the three-way cartridge for the NES.
And right off the bat, we're seeing a diversion in strats. Looks like ZZZ is gonna take the safer 1-1, 1-2 power-up grabs, while Jeremy is going to risk it for the Trisket.
Yeah, it's technically a little bit faster if you do it right to grab your power-ups in 1-3 and 1-4, but it is a lot safer in a race and really not much slower to grab them in 1-1 and 1-2 instead. And yeah, in a race setting, it's always really, really interesting to see exactly how people decide to start it out.
Yep, they're going to be synced up shortly. Looks like ZZZ is... he looks to be ahead because the times aren't completely synced yet. Jeremy, though, risked it, and it paid off for him. Able to nail the quick strats there.
Yeah, 1-2 is a really, really difficult level to do small. So it's always impressive to see someone just... not slow down at all and not take any safety strats or anything and get all the way through small. So now it comes down to how fast Jeremy is able to pick up his power-ups in 1-3 and 1-4 to see whether he actually saves time on it.
And I'm guessing he's not going to take this safe either. Nope, he's going to go down on the left side and grab it fairly reasonably. I think he was probably looking for something a little faster than that. We'll be able to see what time he gets. Looks like he might get the 7, though. He's going to go for it. Ooh,
yeah,
and just barely grabs it, so nice job from Jeremy.
Yeah, so
his risk is paying off for him here.
Yeah, big thing there is that you don't want to hit a 6 on your second digit on the timer, or that will give you 6 fireworks, which wastes 3.5 seconds. So he was able to just barely get a low 7. And with this, it looks like he's actually going for small fire setup, which I wasn't quite expecting. So that makes a little bit more sense also now that he waited on the power-up grab.
Yep, and he gets it. We see the nice Gumby slide there, showing that they don't want to animate the Gumby, and he just slides on 1 foot.
It's a lot cheaper to just slide him on 1 foot than to keep changing his position for a walk cycle. So what this means with Jeremy now is that he's in a glitched state where the game had time to reduce his HP, but not actually time to make the Mario smaller. So he ended up spawning in the next level as Big Mario, but completely vulnerable to taking a hit. He would die in 1 hit. Then a mushroom spawns, that changes him to Small Mario with HP, and then you can grab fire in that state and become Small Fire Mario.
That's correct. Oh, one thing, I meant to correct you earlier, Dash. I believe it's 2.5 seconds for 6 fireworks.
Oh, okay, yes.
Not a big deal.
No, you're right. It's 2.5.
That's 1 strike for Dash.
And it's 1 second. If you get a 3 on the timer and you get 3 fireworks, I believe that wastes 1 second.
I want to say it's like 1.5, yeah. And then 1 firework actually does not waste any time. So if you're going to get a 1, just grab it. Doesn't waste any time.
Yep. All right, so now we're in 2-2, and right away we see kind of the benefits of small fire here, where Jeremy has a smaller hitbox from these fish and is still able to shoot them. ZZZ kind of has a choice of whether he wants to shoot fireballs or initiate a duck swim, which is where you start swimming while you're ducking, and that reduces Mario's hitbox to the size of crouching, or half the size Small Mario. However, because you're technically crouching, you're not able to shoot fireballs while in that state.
I wonder if they are synced up and ZZZ started his timer at 0 and Jeremy had a negative.
That could be.
But Jeremy's going to make up a little time on ZZZ right now because ZZZ got caught up on the Reef of Grief. Oh no, they're syncing him up right now. Okay. Alright, there it is. Synced up right now.
Excellent, excellent.
So it looks like ZZZ is just a tiny bit ahead.
Yeah.
Very close.
And that little
Less
bit
than
of
1 mistake ahead.
Right. And that little bit of time ahead is really caused by the extra time that it takes to set up small fire. Jeremy had to take a power-up, then get hit, and then he's allowed to take 2 power-ups, while ZZZ just had to take 2 power-ups. So that's kind of the cost of setting up small fire.
Yep. You also need to wait for the first bridge collapsing animation. And yeah, there's a lot you have to... Because when you grab a power-up, it takes 1 actual second to watch the animation. Ooh, nice elevator jumps from these players. Cruising through, taking out the Bowser. Beautiful. So yes, it takes about 1 second to power up or power down.
All right, and very good looking first couple worlds from both players. No unexpected errors or anything, and they're both just cruising. So now we're on to World 3, where the platforming is starting to get just a little bit trickier, where it's not super difficult yet, but it's definitely difficult to just keep very smooth. You know, this is where you really have to start learning your routes and knowing exactly the way that you can get through each level without having to slow down at all.
Yep, and that is a beautiful 347 from both runners. If they just get a little bit further ahead, if ZZZ gets a little bit further ahead, it's going to look like his level is actually flowing right into Jeremy's level. That would be pretty cool.
That is my favorite thing when that happens.
Alright, let's see if either player goes for the thank you Goofy strat. Well, not quite.
I didn't see it on either player. So that'll be no thanks Goofy on this race.
Alright, they're going to be heading toward 3-3 now. Let's see if ZZZ goes for all kinds of swag.
Yeah, and this is just such a close race so far.
Oh, he didn't shoot the down one?
So Flex is suspecting that ZZZ was going to try to
he gets that
defeat
guy, though.
every enemy
That's
in
right.
the level.
He left one.
He left one. He left one to tell the story.
I don't know if you guys know this, but ZZZ PC is like the king of swag. A lot of the tricks I try to do, I stole from ZZZ. Just ripped them off.
All right, so big deal in this castle is the opening Potaboo. It looks like both players. It looked like both players slowed down just a tiny bit to avoid that one. And then, ZZZ takes the fireballs nice and safely, while Jeremy went all out on him. ZZZ also
pulls Jeremy ahead.
Yeah, ZZZ also had a little bit of a weird Bowser pattern there, and that brings Jeremy ahead just a little bit here.
So these players remain very close going into 4-1 here. Neither player wants to kill Lakitu. They're just going to let him feebly try to hit them with his egg children.
He's just carelessly tossing them out. It's like he's not even trying to hit the Marios.
It's like he's just got too many eggs.
He's just making some room in that cloud.
Maybe we jettison some of these eggs, this cloud will move a little smoother.
Then maybe he'll be able to get far enough ahead of the Mario to actually hit him with one or two of them. So now we know that's Lakitu's end game. It's just that we're too fast and we get through the level too quickly for him to actually realize it.
All right, here we are in the infamous 4-2. Looks like Jeremy's going top route, and we're going to see ZZZ, of course, swagging it up on the bottom, as he's one to do.
Flex promised you swag from ZZZ, and we see the bottom route. It's beautiful.
My thing about the bottom route is I think the jumps and the fireball shots just feel so good that it makes 4-2 bottom route the most fun level in the game. And I just want to play the level that way.
Yeah.
It's not really about like what strat I think is optimal. For me, it's really what's most fun. It takes the same amount of time to do it. It's just more fun.
Definitely. It's kind of fun versus safety a little bit. Because the top
route
is
from Jeremy. I haven't seen that kind of low route there.
Yeah. The opening on 4-3 that Jeremy just did was a little unorthodox, but
very cool.
I liked it. And we'll see, looks like no Sky Butt for Jeremy. I don't think ZZZ got Sky Boots either.
It didn't look like either one of them got the Sky Pixel there.
And now, of course, the opening strats here. Jeremy goes for the super fast, and ZZZ both. They went for the similar to 8-4 opening, where you just run at the beginning of the level and jump off the second stair just as Mario hits it. It's a little bit riskier, but not too bad.
Yep, you'll notice Jeremy with Small Fire not having to duck under that fire bar, saving him some frames here in this level. Finishes with a 348 to ZZZ's 347. Going to save him probably about 1 frame row. Yeah,
and I think that they basically did 4-4 exactly the same. I think the amount that ZZZ is behind right now is pretty much all from World 3 still.
Yep, he just had that one tricky Bowser, but neither player has really made any significant errors yet.
Yeah, these are both
just
really good
very
runs.
Very little things. Just little movement things. Oh, and
but
ZZZ, just as we say it.
Yeah, takes his first hit of the match. So we'll see his strategy for powering up. Level 5-2 does have a lot of power-ups in it, so he's got some choices to make as far as what he thinks are the best power-ups to take here. Oh, and he got the opening shot from the cannon.
Ooh, do you smell that, Dash? That cannon was a little stinker.
But he bopped the bill though. He very, very skillfully recognized the bill, released A, so that he could bop the bill, and just hit the cannon instead of taking that shot.
All right, ZZZ's got his flower power back. He's ready to tower over the competition.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get any bills with questionable intent here.
Yeah, I think they all have questionable intent. It's just,
that's true.
You know, it's just some of them are a little bit better at it than others.
They're all little troublemakers.
So far, so good for Jeremy. ZZZ, very good pattern recognition there to drop onto the platform without jumping to go under the bill.
Yeah, both players make it through unscathed. That's good. Those bills were on those guys like Cameron Grimes, getting grimy and slimy on them.
They were both able to swerve that grime, though. And so 5-4. Oh, Jeremy going through those potaboos very quickly. That was excellent.
Yeah, Jeremy's on a tear here.
Yeah. ZZZ, we'll see. He does his elevator jump there, taking it just a little safer. Ooh, very, very good. A little bit of slowdown there to make those potaboos super safe.
Yeah, I enjoyed that strat he employed there.
I might steal it.
Oh, Jeremy with the turnaround shot to the Lakitu. He's saying ZZZ not going to get all the swag in this race. He's grabbing some for himself as well. Let's see how he's just leaving him. ZZZ just leaving that guy.
All right, so far so good. Still,
he's making it a safer place for Lakitus.
Yeah. So yeah, with both players, they're still not too far away from each other, but Jeremy was able to get through that castle just a little bit faster, and so the gap has widened just a tiny bit. But they're still both so close, only a half a level apart here.
Yeah, this is still anyone's race, for sure. For sure.
I'm just intently watching the differences in both players' strategies here, because 6-2 is another level that it's so fun to just watch the way that every runner approaches it just slightly differently. And it looks like both players get through with an optimal 342 on the timer. If you actually do that level perfectly, you get a 3 on the timer, so it's optimal to slow down 1 Mario second, which is about a third of a second.
Jeremy taking top route even though he's small. It's just another preference thing. I think this is one of the levels that you're really benefited by the small hitbox.
Oh, right, because if you want to take the bottom route, you have to duck jump if you're big, but you don't if you're small.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Mm-hmm. And again, optimal level from both players, so we're not seeing any movement there.
Wow! 5 in that. Yeah, Jeremy going all out.
Oh, but he just missed a jump.
So now although he's Big Mario, with his small fire setup, he has 1 hitbox, 1 hit point. So if he takes any damage, he will die, even though he's Big Mario.
Yeah.
So this is a chance for ZZZ to gain some ground back. He's getting some lag frames there, but turns out that Koopa was just a bloopa.
But yeah, so that's going to
He's going to take a swim in the ragu.
It's going to catch ZZZ up a little bit from Jeremy having to spend some time on power-ups here. And then also, though, ZZZ was able to fire kill the Bowser, skipping the bridge animation that Jeremy had to watch there.
Yeah, Jeremy had a little bit of a struggle getting that power-up there. That's going to let ZZZ kind of sneak past him here.
Yeah, just almost pull ahead. And
Ooh,
there
some
we go.
S-bros.
Yikes.
Bad bros, we'll call them.
Yeah.
Bad bros.
Yeah, very mean
this level,
bros.
7-1, very easy to lose your momentum. If you jump a couple pixels early, you're going to be missing your jumps and slamming and bonking and brushing all over the place.
Yeah, 7-1 is a level that either very flows or very doesn't.
But Jeremy manages to collect his power-ups again and make it into 7-2 with small fire.
Yeah,
so that's going to be beneficial. ZZZ with the big fire, not doing a crouch swim, just going to use his fireballs as his weapon here. Going big hitbox with firepower.
And one big thing to point out is that Flex was talking about how dangerous it is to be Biggie Smalls Mario, where you're still in the small fire setup state, but you are Big Mario where you can't take a hit. By being able to navigate through that...
with the bouncer! He gets by him, though!
For Jeremy being able to recollect his power-ups without dying in that state, that allows him to keep the small fire setup. If Jeremy had died, he would have been out of the small fire state for the rest of the game.
Jeremy manages to get through the level without having a blooper bouncer at the last pipe, looking for the dress code maybe, not letting everybody in. Being a little stinker. Alright, you'll notice that this level, much like 7, or much like 2-3, although the Koops have arrived.
That's right. We now have just a few Koopas walking around the bridges, and they're a lot more dangerous than they look. Because, yeah, you can just jump over a Koopa. However, they're kind of close to the edges, and the cheeps like to turn them around and make them walk over to the edges, which can very quickly make you accidentally bounce off of a Koopa into the pits. So luckily that didn't happen to either racer.
Looked like Jeremy might have went for an FPG there.
Didn't quite get it.
Didn't quite get it, but
he went for it.
I appreciate the attempt.
All right, and now we're in the maze, the second of the two maze castles. This one is a little bit easier to navigate than 4-4 is. With, you know, you don't have to do that weird turnaround. ZZZ with a good Bowser kill, and moving on to World 8 with firepower.
Ooh, Jeremy right underneath. This is a great race so far.
Yeah.
Both players are in World 8 with fire. Here we go.
Yeah, and that was such a good Bowser read from Jeremy, where he knew that he was able to run under him and then turn around and shoot him from behind, which is a lot faster than stopping to fire shoot the Bowser.
ZZZ very trigger happy in this level.
Yeah, he is blasting everything.
He's like the Terminator. I'm the Terminator.
He left just a couple Goombas behind.
Gets the caged Coop. Cause here's the Coop in the box. that was for Marzo too. He wanted a little bit of singing. That's what I got for you, Mars.
I don't know if Mars is old enough to know who Lane Staley
I am the Coop in the box. That's Alice in Chains,
Yeah,
man.
see, Pit of Blood also. Don't know the Alice in Chains.
It's because my impression of every singer is the same.
That's true. They all kind of sound like Eddie Vedder.
8-2 for these guys. Here we go. Both still fully powered.
Beautiful ending of
3-4-1. Beautiful from ZZZ.
Yeah.
Looks like Jeremy's going for the BBBB. Here he goes.
There it is.
Nails it.
So they both did the super cool Koopa bounce on the stairs at the end. So that looked great.
All right, ZZZ with the preemptive jump to get that Coop out of the way.
Did
Popping bro.
ZZZ get fireworks? I didn't notice.
I think he got one.
Oh, okay. That doesn't matter.
Again, that doesn't cost any time.
Yeah.
He got firework.
Yeah.
No one's going for the dash retro strat of just shoot a Koopa when it lands on you. Or a hammer bro. Dude, that scared me so much.
I did notice that ZZZ actually used the hidden block to brush on to avoid getting the 3.
Yeah, that's a strat I've been seeing a little bit as of late, and I really like it.
Yeah,
that stair brush kind of scares me every time.
Yeah, totally. Whenever I see people do it, it scares me.
Let's see ZZZ going for the wall jump here. Looks like he's he's just shooting everything.
Wait, he got the wall jump.
Oh, I love this guy.
All right, so here comes Jeremy looking for the wall jump as well. Let's see if he's able to get it. Yes, nails it.
These runners are killing it today.
Yeah, both players in the last level, both nailing all the tricks. They both got turnaround. ZZZ is crouch swimming. Oh my gosh, that was a good water section.
ZZZ.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And he is onto his Bowser, but...
And GGG 1925 from ZZZ PC.
The slide under the Bowser, just beautiful. Here comes Jeremy approaching Bowser as well. Through the hammers!
These were two
1936.
killer runs! Only 11 seconds apart, double sub 20 by a lot. These runners are serious about this.
Yeah, this was absolutely insane. Flex, can you believe that this was a secondary bracket match?
It's hard to believe, and it's harder to believe that 1936 isn't going to earn a victory here. It's just not going to be enough to take out ZZZ on just his incredible 1925, right? 1936 would win a lot of matches in this tournament, but not this one, apparently.
Yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy. Just such a good run from both runners. That was just, gosh, they both got hit once,
Yep.
I think.
One power-up loss each. That's very good. That is nice.
Yeah, so absolutely insane to be seeing this.
But wait, we got to verify the scores. Yes, ZZZ is also ahead in score. Okay, verifies the run. And look at that, 313. They both finished the World 8-4 in the same time.
Yeah, I mean, all of the... yeah. They both had the same 8-4. That's crazy, too. But yeah, I mean, with ZZZ shooting everything, it's no wonder his score is a little higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely excellent race. So good to see.
Yeah, great race from both runners. Very close. Two excellent runs, but ZZZ is going to eke this one out by, looks like, about 11 seconds. About 10 seconds, yeah. With the microseconds accounted for.
And it looks like we have Jeremy in here as well for an interview. Hello, Jeremy.
Hello.
Oh, I think I have a quick audio problem here.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, 1 second. We cannot... We're gonna quick...
All right, I think I've fixed it.
All right.
Hello, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm out of the tournament, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
I mean, one thing. 1936 is a heck of a time. It's like you didn't like flail and just whimper and die. You went out with a bang, dude.
Yeah, one thing I was saying is that it's absolutely crazy to go into the secondary bracket, get a 1936, and have it not be good enough. Like is just absolutely such an insane race.
Yeah, you only took a hit one time. Were you watching a ZZZ's run at all?
No, but I was in a call with JT Knott, and he was updating me on everything.
Okay.
But
I trust him to do that?
I probably shouldn't, but I do.
Dude, whoa, he just got 2 BBGs! Back-to-back BBGs. Anyway, so ZZZ also only took damage one time. And I saw that you kind of pulled all the stops in the first world and just went for the tricky stuff, and it paid off for you.
Yeah, I think I'm consistent enough with any percent, because that's like my main category, so that I can do pipe jumps and just difficult things consistently enough in races.
Yeah. Definitely looked like you know what you were doing in there.
I was still on PB pace into 6-4. If I had played really well from 6-4 to 8-4, I could have still PB'd by probably about 0.7, maybe a second.
Yeah, it looks like you just ran off the ledge into the fire bar and didn't quite get the jump. I wonder if you just jumped a little late, perhaps? I'm not sure. But
no, it was nerves, 100%.
Sure.
I couldn't collect my thoughts, and I just forgot to jump.
Well, you really hammered down a great time. It's kind of astounding that it wasn't enough. It's just it was ZZZ's day, I guess, today. He really put down a solid time of 1925.
Yeah. I finished a 1912, I think, earlier today, just like with the race strats that I was doing. And I was hoping I could play that well, but fortunately, that didn't happen.
So are you gonna keep grinding this category more? Or are you maybe gonna move on to something else for a while? What are your plans for Super Mario Bros. In the near future?
I'm gonna learn Big Fire.
Okay, you've been doing mainly the small fire. So you got 1912 with small fire.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Man, that's excellent. Yeah. So I mean, totally big fire next. Then I'd agree with. That's a great idea.
I've been like 1908 pace into late World 6 before. It's just a matter of not being bad.
Sounds good. Well, if you guys want to see those runs, make sure to follow Jeremy, follow ZZZ as well. Yeah, we've got more races coming up soon in the next couple days. Sunday, we've got 2 races, Mars versus GT Ace, and then a double race a little bit later in the day, Kaku versus I'm Dangerous, at the same time as Supersonic versus LK.
Oh, wow. That is a Monsters of Mario matchup if I've ever seen one. Well, awesome job, Jeremy. It's too bad it wasn't enough to get you through with ZZZ's day today, but I expect to see you creeping up that leaderboard in the very near future.
Thank you.
And I think, is that going to do it for us today? Well,
I believe so.
Yeah, but just quick, I want to give a thanks to everyone who's either runners who are populating this tournament to let it be a thing, and to all the admins who keep the gears turning like that guy in Eraserhead with all the levers. You know what
That's right. And thanks to all the viewers
for
supplying their eraser heads to become the erasers.
That's right.
We need them.
Well, I made the ending real weird, but thanks everyone for watching. And remember, if you don't have anything to do, check out Eraserhead.
It's a good movie.
It's a weird one.
See you later.